Why is it that Brandon Carter, upon fixing his testosterone problem, and not just fixing it, putting it to super physiological levels, why is it that we don't see a dramatic improvement in his physique? I'll tell you why. Because he's a fake natty. Coach Greg, and in today's video, Brandon Carter comes clean yet again. That's right, he made errors in his last video, and despite that, never took the video down, and so made a response.
I'm taking 1.5 cc's of testosterone every other day that I'm injecting in my butt.
Okay, and so in the last video, he claimed he was on HRT 1,050 milligrams a week, but in today's video, he clears it up, or so he says so.
I'd like to thank Greg for actually calling me out in his response to my Your Testosterone video. In that video, I made a huge error in the description of my protocol, and I didn't even notice it. Right after I filmed that video, me and my girl, we went overseas on vacation. We were staying in an overwater bungalow on a romantic adventure.
And so Brandon Carter, too busy living a good life, having fun on his boat and so on, just too busy. And so he made a mistake and yet didn't take down the video. I called him out on it. We wrote each other in private. He left the video up. Why?
And I was kind of distracted.
If you've clearly made a mistake, giving misinformation, why would you leave the video up for more people to be confused? Are we not about educating the people? And so he's trying to make up for it with this video, but really, shouldn't he simply take that video down? And you're gonna need to make another video. And so which is it? Are you on 150 milligrams of test a week, as the doctor states?
1.5 cc's per week.
Or 300 milligrams a week? I mean, the doctor clearly says 1.5 cc's a week. We clearly see 200 milligrams per mil. 1.5 times 200, 300 milligrams a week. And so we know you're distracted on the boat. Was the doctor also on this boat? Were you guys having... And so a lot of people are going to watch these videos trying to learn from you, and they're not going to understand exactly what's going on. They see one thing and hear another.
I want to take an opportunity to actually bring the owner of my clinic, because I clearly can't talk about this shit intelligently.
And so it's test sip, 200 milligrams per mil. Mine, test and enthate, 200 milligrams. I'm going to show the bottle. Ow, holy shit, me. And so testosterone and enthate, 200 milligrams per mil. 1.5 times 200, it's 300. My injection is 100 milligrams every 5 days, and today is the 5th day, and I haven't done it yet. I need to remember, I need to go do it after this video. And today's video sponsored by Let's Get Checked. And so if you want to find out if you have low testosterone levels, you can go see your doctor, or you can do so from the comfort of your own home. Type in letsgetchecked.com and use code GREG30 to get 30% off. They'll send you a kit, put in a few drops of blood, poke from your finger, send it back, and they will let you know exactly what your testosterone levels are. You can do multiple kind of tests. Done it myself, highly recommend it.
You're a little off there on the dosing. It was close. It was 1.5 cc's per week, and you're splitting that up every other day. If you actually narrow that down, it's 150 milligrams per week.
And so the doctor's saying 1.5 mils, and that's 100 milligrams. 1.5 times 100, that's 150. Yet we clearly see 200 milligrams per mil times 1.5 is 300. And so is he off on a boat again? Is it always fun and party time? Let's put this video together in 15 minutes and not fact check.
The video that Greg made, he said my testosterone levels would be through the roof.
And are they? Of course they are. 1,196. Is that in the normal reference range? No. In no country in the world is 1,196 in the normal range of testosterone for a male at any age.
Your testosterone levels are 1196. You're just a beast. Your body uses testosterone so well that you don't need those super physiological levels to be at your peak.
Yet he clearly has super physiological levels of testosterone. And so how can the doctor be so wrong? You don't need super physiological levels of testosterone to get your physique. Yet he has super physiological levels of testosterone. Makes no sense. It'd be like saying you don't need HRT to get a physique like that, yet you're on HRT and have a physique like that. Makes no sense, doctor. Try making some sense.
So 1196 is crazy good. It's even considered on the high side.
No, doctor, it's considered above the high side. It's above the max of the normal reference range, no matter what country you're in. In Canada, way over. They would never allow 1196. If I went into my doctor with 1196, automatically lower my dose. Hey, this is super physiological levels of testosterone. It's not healthy. It's too high. But to this doctor, no, it's normal because probably the day after, it's going to plummet to 800 or 900. He does his shots every other day. And so he says, well, this was taken the day after the shot, 1196, but probably going to go down probably 800 or 900 the next day. Really? How is that possible? Does that make sense?
Right now, as long as you're not seeing symptoms, your testosterone levels are excellent. If you were seeing symptoms, we might dial that in a little bit tighter. We call it redlining. It's like a car. You step on the gas a little too hard, you're going to start to see side effects after a while. We want to keep it under that.
And so interesting to use that analogy. It's like redlining a car. And so 1196, that's like redlining a car. And so does it make more sense to redline your testosterone levels the way you would redline a car? Or does it make sense to have normal testosterone levels within the normal reference range, which would be equivalent to being in cruise control? Which you think is going to allow the body to last longer?
So before you started testosterone, you came in at 172. Definitely qualifies you for testosterone.
Well, yeah, it is low. Very low, in fact. But what were his bioavailable and free testosterone levels? You would think an HRT clinic prescribing testosterone levels would want to know what is the amount of testosterone your body is actually going to use. The free and bioavailable testosterone. Yet he doesn't do that. Only gets his total testosterone. And so which do you think is more important? The total amount of testosterone in your body or the total amount of testosterone your body is actually going to use? And consider this, the amount of testosterone your body can use, your free and bioavailable test, that is dependent on your level of SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. The more of that you have, the less free and bioavailable testosterone are available for your body to use. And so what was his SHBG? 4.
That's perfect, man. Like most guys, this is like their, picture perfect testosterone right there.
And so let's just glance over his SHBG. Let's not talk about that. His SHBG, extremely low, 4. Normal reference range 10 plus. He was at 4. I have never seen in my entire life anyone's blood work, and I've seen hundreds of guys' blood work, anyone has ever been as low as 4. And so does it not stand to reason that if you see someone with an extremely deficient level of SHBG, that you will be trying to determine what is the cause of that? And so here are some of the most common causes of low SHBG. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, hyperthyroidism, Cushing's disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, acromegaly, which is too much growth hormone in adults, or androgenic steroid use. Take your pick. Which of those is the most likely? I'm going with obesity because, the guy only has a crazy chisel six-pack, probably has low SHBG from high levels of obesity. Could not be the fact that he might have taken anabolic steroids. No way would he do that because he's a lifetime natural. Lifetime natty. After all, the guy's looked incredible his entire life, shredded single-digit body fat, and has very low testosterone levels. What could have caused the low testosterone levels? Do you think it could have been steroids and or SARMs that would cause his testosterone levels to go down? No, it couldn't be that. He's got to be lifetime natural because his doctor said so. He's going to prove it right now. Well, let's see.
For those guys who've been wondering if you are natural or not, luteinizing hormone here, LH, is an indicator that your body, your pituitary was sending the signal to make testosterone. Usually that gets shut down if somebody's been on TRT or SARMs or any sort of other type of medications that were replacing their testosterone or affecting their endocrine system. But yours was working fine. It just, you weren't getting the output.
Or could it be that he was on testosterone and or SARMs in the past, stopped them, took a break for 6 weeks, got his blood work done, his LH started to rise, but it didn't give his body enough time to start producing enough testosterone? Think that could be possible? When I had my testosterone levels taken after taking steroids, my testosterone levels were below 50. Remember Messiah Aranda? Testosterone levels 21? Well, it takes time for your testosterone levels to return to normal. That's why we do a PCT. And so what happens is you stop the cycle of steroids and or SARMs. Your body then starts to produce LH again, which signals the body to start producing testosterone. But it takes time, perhaps 3-6 months. And so he could have gone in, got his blood work done, LH is on the rise, but not been long enough for his testosterone levels to return to normal. Or do you think it's more likely that this guy's a lifetime natural and that suddenly in his late 30s, his testosterone suddenly crashed down to 172? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. The guy has a phenomenal physique on 172 milligrams of test a week. Listen, anyone who brought their testosterone levels from an extremely low amount of 172 to through the roof beyond the normal reference range for test, anyone that could do that would notice a night and day difference in their training, mood, energy, everything.
I hear a lot of people saying that their recovery is a lot better when they do TRT. Mine is pretty much the same though. I haven't noticed a big improvement in that regard.
He would have put on a significant amount of muscle, probably 10, 15 pounds in 1 year. Does he look like he made major changes? I'm asking you, does he look significantly bigger, more shredded, more impressive? No, and he even admits this.
Also, gains. It's pretty hard for me to make a fair assessment on the gains. What I will say is I'm about the same. Maybe I'm a little bigger.
How is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how. Because he was not natural in the past, cycling on and off SARMs and or steroids. And so when he went on HRT, it was simply giving him what he'd already had. Let's say he was already on HRT, self-administered. And then he went off HRT, got his blood work done, showed the doctor. Doctor says, yeah, you need HRT. He goes back on HRT. And a year later, he looks about the same. Would that not explain everything? And so I asked you, I presented the evidence. Who do you believe? Do you believe Brandon Carter, lifetime natural, that he's proven that with the doctor's blood work? Or do you believe what I presented? That perhaps he was on SARMs and or steroids in the past, came off that, took the test, had lower testosterone levels, doctor prescribed him HRT at 150 or 300, we don't know because they don't know what they're doing showing their videos, and that now he's back up through the roof, higher than normal testosterone, and that would explain why he has an incredible physique for all of these years. I'm asking you, which sounds more plausible?
Whenever somebody is as lean as you, a lot of times it is hard for them to maintain optimal hormone levels. So dieting in general can definitely be a stress on the body, and that can drop somebody's testosterone level for some people.
And so if the doctor rectified this, has his testosterone levels through the roof, 1196, way above the normal reference range, why don't we see a remarkable change in his physique? I'm asking you. I'm asking the doctor. I'm asking Brandon Carter. You guys explain it. Why is it that Brandon Carter, upon fixing his testosterone problem, and not just fixing it, putting it to super physiological levels, why is it that we don't see a dramatic improvement in his physique? I'll tell you why. Because he's a fake natty.
Usually a guy like you is going to need about 180 to 200 milligrams a week. Surprisingly, you were just so efficient with when we gave you your dose that your levels were higher and we dialed you down to the 150.
And so the doctor's saying most people, they need 180 to 200 milligrams of test a week. But for you, your body's just so efficient, you only need 150. That is complete and utter BS. All of my doctors, none of which allow their patients to start at 180, 200 milligrams a week. For the most part, 100 milligrams or less. And frankly, the majority of people, over 95%, given 100 milligrams of test a week, they're going to be in the normal reference range. And so Brandon's case is not rare. Even if Brandon's only doing 150 milligrams a week, it's still normal to have testosterone that high. For the most part, 150 milligrams, that is a lot.
You know, me being transparent about my journey inspires more guys to at least go see help and not be ashamed of it, because that was my whole purpose of even talking about it, was to actually help with the stigma.
And so I feel if Brandon Carter's whole point of talking about this is to deal with the stigma, that he should at least get the doses correct, that he should care enough to edit the video and take out videos that are sharing misinformation. If his goal is just to educate, why is he leaving videos up that are not educating?
So I hope that clears up the error that I made in my previous video.
And unfortunately, no, we still don't know if it's 150 milligrams or 300. We see a 200 milligram per mil vial, same as mine. Mine's an N8 or Cypionate, but yet the doctor's talking about 100 milligrams per mil. And so, which is it?
As far as what he said about me being on testosterone for years,
or SARMs or growth hormone or other androgenic steroids, doesn't have to be testosterone.
and I just want to be clear that I don't give
That is fantastic, and that is a great attitude. The fact that he doesn't care, that's fantastic. I love hearing that. In fact, that is the best thing he said in this video. Now remember this, the reason for my conclusions is based on the evidence. I don't hate Brandon Carter. I'm just giving you my honest, unfiltered opinion. When I see a guy that has extremely low testosterone levels and then has extremely high testosterone levels, I would expect to see a difference in their physique. It'd be the same thing as if I saw a guy at 1196 testosterone their entire life and it suddenly crashed to 176, I would expect their physique to go down. And so if he's been low and he goes up, should I not expect his physique to get better? I mean, you can't have both. If you have a lot of testosterone your entire life and it suddenly crashes, you should get smaller, weaker, have a less impressive a physique. And at the same time, if you're given HRT, especially in high doses enough to get you to 1196, you should have phenomenal changes in your physique.
If you believe that I was taking testosterone before that, that's totally cool, man. If that makes you happy, then I want you to keep believing that. I don't want to take that away from you.
And so this is my honest opinion. I don't care if he's on HRT. Frankly, he's getting monitored by his doctor, and if he wants his testosterone levels to be 1196 or 2096, at least he's being monitored. I just want to be honest. I just want to be accurate. And so he made the first video and it worked out to 1,050 milligrams a week. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. And so in this video, which is it, 150 or is it 300? There's nothing wrong with trying to get rich, making tons of money. Don't mind that at all. And his attitude, outstanding. He doesn't take care of the criticism. And if he is in fact natural, which I give him a 1 in a trillion chance, impossible, then why wouldn't he take it as a compliment? If nobody thinks he could do this natural, is that not a compliment? If we all said, oh, look at his physique, clearly natural. Of course he can achieve this natural. Anyone could look like that natural. Would that not be an insult? Would you not feel like, really? You don't even think I'm natural?
And I thought that in some way, me being transparent about my journey would help some other guys feel a little better about it. And that's why I made the initial video in the first place.
And so I do think that him being open about his HRT use is going to help people, but it's got to be accurate. You can't just throw together a video and make inaccurate statements and say, hey, it's 1,050 milligrams a week. That is not going to help. What helps is being accurate and honest. Hopefully the video helped. Ending it here. And don't forget, check out those 2 bloops, how to increase your testosterone naturally. And as always, the cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet Book, all the HRT supplements. Click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, my website, gregdoucette.com. And until next time, I am out.